I have a question for everybody. Why does the world insist on calling law legalism and legalism law? God's commandments are not burdensome, the Bible says. Man's legalism is very burdensome. I get harassed on a daily basis that because I don't follow man's legalism, I am a law breaker. As if the people harassing me always keep every jot and tittle of man's legalism. That's the funny thing. There is so much legislation in this world, in this country, in your state, in your local government. There is so much legislation. Everybody on every day is a violator of man's legalism. Every single day, you're doing something that is in violation of man's legislation. So they want to act like they're perfect, and they want to be hypocrites and judge me. But then on the other hand, they completely ignore the true law. The true law. You see, the world has it in exact opposite reverse. The true law is not difficult. It is not legalistic to follow the true law. God's law. Love God and love your neighbor. If you do those two things, you will keep God's law every way possible. If you truly love God with all your heart and you truly love your neighbor, it is impossible for you to violate God's law. You will never, ever, ever be able to keep up with man's legalism. It's impossible. The whole idea of it is to make you a breaker of their statutes and their ordinances and their codes. That's the whole idea. That's what gives them control over you. If you can't see that, you're dense. You have serious issues. You have a serious problem. If you can't see that at all. The reason people gravitate towards saying you can't keep God's law, but you have to keep man's law is because man, I shouldn't say man's law, it's not law, it's legalism. Man's legalism allows for you to sin. You're allowed to sin. Your local state or state, federal, or local government, they don't make laws up that say you can't lust. They don't make laws up that say you can't commit adultery. So it's the sin inside of you. And you don't want to get this right. That's why you're going to be without excuse on the day of judgment. And God's going to cast you into the fiery pits of hell that He alone has the keys to. God bless.